Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra and Nevin. We're here at the AIDC about to interview John Smithson. His work has been nominated for multiple Oscars, won BAFTAs and broken box office records. Let's go. A lot of your work is still relevant today. For example, Deep Water, which was made over 10 years ago. Can you tell us a bit about finding a story that's relevant?
Relevance is a hugely important thing, and it's all about the story, isn't it? And when you're sort of picking a story, you're looking for a quality in that story that's got something universal, that it's saying something. It's saying something about the human condition. It's saying something about the way people behave. Whether you're doing a sort of massive, big, huge historical event or a really, really close-up story, you're looking for some takeaway about what it says about us as humans and how we react. It doesn't matter if they're climbing Everest or sailing around the world or whatever the story is. You're looking for that core truth. And if you get to that and you tell it properly in the story, then it's timeless, because these are about us all, these things. In Deep Water, this guy wanting to believe, the guy who had the dream of sailing single-handed around the world, and then the horrible reality that he could never do it and how he lived with that. That's just something that's timeless.
What draws you to stories of bravery and courage? For example, Sherpa and 127 Hours.
Films about people outside their comfort zone are much more interesting than films about people in the comfort zone. And there's nothing better in a doc, I think, than a big, whacking close-up story right on one individual, one tight focused story. But you can say really, really big things, a much wider theme. So it's getting the big close-up story against a big backdrop, be it historical, be it whatever the context. That's the golden place, if you can get into that. And that's true of virtually any story.
We are all human beings, and we have dreams.
This was something that a human hadn't yet attempted to do.
I always keep coming back to Deep Water, which, you know, it was less well known than some of the other things, particularly Touching the Void, but there was something about that film that just haunts me to this day, of this individual and going around the world and suddenly realizing he couldn't do it, and then the double life of what he was telling the world and what was going on in his head. And it was just something about it that hasn't left me.
What's the biggest, most beneficial change you've seen in the industry?
I think the really exciting thing is with all that's going on with what's happening to TV networks, what's happening to people wanting to watch documentaries and things in cinema, what's happening particularly with the giant streaming services and what they're wanting to do. It's sort of scary trying to understand a constantly evolving landscape. It's hard to work out what do people want, what are they looking for. But I just think, I never ever buy the argument, oh, it's dead, documentaries, no one's interested in them anymore. Nonsense. Lots of evidence people are watching documentary. Lots of evidence young people are watching documentary. They might be watching them differently. They might be watching on a device, on an iPad, their phone or their computer. But they might not be watching long form, but it's still storytelling. A lot of the quality is incredibly high. The bar gets higher and higher. And I just think those things are great about looking ahead and what it means both in opportunity for filmmakers and opportunity for audiences to see fantastic stories.